What's going on, guys? Today I want to take a look at a couple replays I played on ranked today. I'm currently on the borderline of gold 3 and gold 2, but I've been working my ass off to get better at this game and improve at this game. I've been watching a lot of tips and tricks and advice and basically mindset perspectives from grandmasters out there and really working to incorporate into my gameplay. So I feel like it's only a matter of time before I grind through the ranks, and my goal is to actually get to Grandmaster. So I wanted to actually take you through this replay because I got two replays. There's one game where everything went perfectly well, and I want to highlight why that game went so smoothly. And then there was another game where my teammates were twats and everything went about as bad as it could have went, and I want to really shine some light on why that game ended up falling apart. And another thing I want to talk about is when you're playing this game, it's really easy to like beat yourself up and just get really pissed off and triggered just because you lose a team. Honestly, at the end of the day, you're going to just have bad teammates. And the only thing you can really do is focus on your own gameplay and improving on your own. And if you do that enough, eventually, law of averages, you will climb and you will get out. As long as you're playing well and you're playing smart on your team, that's the only thing that matters. Now, before we hop into this replay, I want to just bring up like two things. One, and these are some tips I got from Grandmasters online as well. One is people focus on kills and damage numbers, and those numbers don't actually tell the full story. Like, for example, if we're playing like a payload map and we've got to hit 3 checkpoints on the payload, like really good teams, if you think about it this way, you just have to get a team wipe 3 times to win that game. And that's only 18 kills. And there's games out there where people are getting 40, 50 kills and they are still losing, and the enemy team only has like 15, 20 kills each or something like that. And that's because technically you only have to get a team wipe 3 times to pull through. So chasing kills is cool and all, but you got to chase kills and also play smart. And another thing I heard is the kills don't matter. Damage doesn't matter. They don't really tell the full story. Like, you could have a Wolverine with 4k damage who got 12 kills, and then a Squirrel Girl with 30k damage who got 10 kills or 12 kills, exact same as Wolverine. Who played better? It was definitely the Wolverine, because he actually got his kills and he played smart. And the Squirrel Girl is just spamming a lot of damage, and that's damage the enemy healers get to use to farm their ultimates, which actually puts your team in a bad position. And then the next thing, and probably the most important thing I think I have been focusing on, and I think if you're trying to get better, you should focus on too, is keeping your KD ratio low. Like, you want to have a low death count, or ideally like no death count. And if you are not dying and getting picked, and now I'm not saying like you plop into a game and you go hide in a little corner all game, like, oh look, I got out with 0 death count. You want to have a 0 death count while actually playing with your team, retreating when the fight's going south, and just playing smart so you're not feeding into the enemy team or trickling in. That is pretty much what matters to me. So at this moment of me on my journey improving, the only thing that matters to me is how many times did I die and what could I have done to prevent those deaths. And if I keep working on that, eventually I will improve and I will get better. And KD ratio, like more, if you're playing like DPS, maybe even tank, you want to have more kills than deaths, obviously. Mainly just with DPS, but for like healers and even some tanks, like sometimes you're not even really worried about getting the kills. Tanks are more about creating space, distracting, setting up plays and openings so your teammates can actually get in and do the work they need. And healers, too many healers are playing DPS and just trying to clap some cheeks. But if you're actually playing just a healer and you're just on heal bot mode, and your only goal is to just make sure your team is well, and then whenever your team is healthy, then focus on trying to put a little damage out there, or maybe help put some more pressure on the team. But that's not your primary goal. And too many healers are focused on DPSing and not actually supporting and healing their teammates. Anyways, we'll talk about that more in this replay. So let's go ahead and load up the first game. All right, guys. So in this first match here, I opt to go for Rocket. I'm the last person to lock, so I'm going to fill, and we needed a support. Rocket is my favorite support. Hold on, let me adjust this volume real quick. It's a little too loud. And the reason why I like Rocket is because he has a lot of mobility and he's hard to shut down. Like, if you were dying as Rocket, like besides the occasional Hawkeye arrow or just like getting dived and not able to get out of there, then you're playing Rocket wrong. The way to play Rocket is basically go on full heal bot mode and then pull out your gun whenever it's safe to do so to deal some additional pressure. So already starting off, I want to note, I put the BRB in a very safe spot right next to the team fight. And the reason why I think Rocket is great for carrying in gold and low ELO is because the BRB, like, there's always going to be that teammate that is just kind of an idiot, and they're always that it's out of position and it gets picked off really quick. Well, that creates a 6v5 situation. You never want to take a fight 6v5. It's like basic like war. Like if you're in a fight, you want the odds to be even. You never want to take a fight man down. And why Rocket has actually been really helping to carry me is because the BRB really gives you a second chance whenever somebody misplays. And there's a lot of people misplaying, myself included. I'm not above this. I'm still learning. But the BRB has been very, very strong in helping with these situations. And how I play Rocket is basically set up your BRB. And then, actually, let's be separate. We'll do like a Rocket guide one day if you guys really want that. But basically, I am only focused on watching where all of my teammates are at. There's somebody on the flank, but I'm not worried about it. Thor is going for Punisher. I'm throwing a few heals there, but I got to turn around and look back at my team because they're going to need some heals too. And yeah, Moon Knight's pretty lit. So basically, how I'm playing is I am just focused on keeping tabs on all my teammates and healing everybody. So already we lost Doctor Strange. Luckily, he's going to respawn from the BRB I put there, so we're not too far gone, but Magneto died as well. So now we got to pull back. So now, notice I'm pulling back. We're losing a bunch of people. It's time to retreat. It's time to regroup. I'm also spamming heals, trying to keep my teammates alive, but this fight is lost. So basically, we just got to pull back, and we just got to regroup, and I'm just trying to play safe. I'm playing back. I'm healing my team. Squirrel Girl, I'm worried about a ricochet here, so I'm just pulling back, giving some space to the enemy team. Now, my teammates are going in, and they're kind of trickling because we're not waiting for a full 6-stack. You never want to do this, so I already know this is going to go south again, but I'm not going to be the one to go overextend and put myself out there. Trying to get some heals off on Squirrel Girl. Teammate to the left needs some heals too, but I'm focused on Squirrel Girl right now because she's actively in the heat. And basically, all I'm doing with Rocket, I'm just trying to heal and keep my teammate alive. And one of my teammates is way out there on the objective. And there's literally no point for him to be there because nobody else was there. So already, this game is definitely not ideal. I got my BRB back. I'm going to spawn it up here. Moon Knight literally died right when I put my BRB back. And I'm just like, okay, this is going to be a really, really hard game. Our tanks really aren't doing a good job at creating space. And they kind of keep just going on alone without the team. And so far, that's why we're just getting picked apart. So anyways, focus on healing, trying to get out of position of the Punisher ult that I heard. And I'm healing. See the fight's kind of going a little south here. I'm just going to throw out my ult so I get it really quickly. And hopefully we can pull something out of our ass here and maybe get a team wipe. But that's it. I'm basically full-time heal bot. Notice I haven't even used my gun yet. When I'm playing Rocket, I don't use my gun if my teammates need healing. If my teammates are fully healed, or if I got a Luna ult going, or if there's like something annoying on the map, like a Penny minefield or Loki clones, I'll use my gun to like clear those out. But really, it's a rare case scenario, or if I'm like getting dove and that's like my last ditch effort, then I'll use my gun. But basically, you don't really want to be using your gun as Rocket. It does a lot of damage up close, but if you're shooting your gun, you're not shooting heals. And half the time, especially in these lower league games, everybody's getting lit and needs heals. And what I found out is that if you're actually healing shitty players, it's amazing what they can actually do if they just have a permanent Rocket heal bot. Like, I've won games with really bad teams just because I keep everybody healed, and they're able to actually like push their buttons enough and finally do something. So anyways, we finally, I think for the first time this match, we finally got most of our teammates together. One guy's off on the right getting lit, but I'm just focused on healing the 4 that are close by me. Sometimes it's really not practical for me to go out of my way. Like, I could have gone out of my way to try to save that Iron Man, but then I'm neglecting 4 teammates here. So I'm just trying to stay with the team. If you don't know, Rocket's heals are spherical balls with a 5-meter radius that bounce, and they slow down when they get close to teammates who need healing. Otherwise, they shoot really fast. And I'm just trying to keep my front line alive. I'm trying to keep my team alive. Notice I'm playing really far back. I'm playing really safe. I'm playing at an angle to where I can see where everybody's at, what everybody's doing. I throw out the BRB. Trying to save this, I don't know why I was going to call her Ghostface. Cloak and Dagger here. And right now, finally, for the first time, we've stabilized a little bit and we're kind of holding the point. Get this jump pack real quick in case I need a super jump to get out of here. Homie's getting lit again, and this Magneto is going to fall apart. Punisher using his ult, trying to really stay out of it, dashing out of the way. And again, this is really why I like Rocket. Like, when you're playing Rocket, like whenever I use like Lunar Mantis, like yes, they're great, they got game-changing ultimates, but if I get dove, I'm not always the best at hitting my one-time skill shot to like keep myself safe. But with Rocket, I feel like I am just always in the fight. I have 100% uptime, and I'm literally just trying to keep this team alive. Not doing anything crazy, we're playing really simple here. That's why I think Rocket's a very good support to learn and carry at low levels, because mechanically he doesn't really require a lot. All you really have to do is like learn your wall crawls, But besides that, it's basically just spamming heals and learning when's the right time to use your gun. Which still, I don't think I've even used my gun once yet, because my team has just been literally taking non-stop aggro this whole time. Now they're going too far, and I wish this, I don't think the replay keeps the chat or the pings, but I was pinging retreat here way before these guys started getting picked. And I even typed in, we're going too deep, we're going too deep. And, you know, Hulk got picked. Raccoon's trying to move the objective by himself here. That's when I pull out my gun. I'm just trying to get him off the point so we can keep it moving the other way. But yeah, as you can see, my team just keeps going way too deep, and we keep getting split apart. Thor's using ult. I rocket jump out of there. Toss some heals from the high ground, and already this fight is going south. There's only two of us here. We really need to retreat and get back out. Not trying to leave my teammates hanging, so I throw some heals. They get picked, and then I wall crawl, and I get the fuck out of there. Now, again, Squirrel Girl, no business being way out there. I'm gonna try and heal her, I'm gonna try and heal her, I'm gonna try and heal her. Nope, she's a lost cause as well. Like, this is like an easy thing to do to... Oh, and look, again, Magneto! And at this point, I'm typing in the chat, I'm like, guys, we've gotta regroup as 6 and stop trickling. Like, we're making it so easy for them right now, because these guys are not... They're just trickling in one by one. And you never want to do that. Like I said, numbers game. You want to take fights as a full team. Don't trickle in 1v5, 1v4. Everybody gets tunnel vision. I was guilty of that too when I started. I got tunnel vision. I just got on Star-Lord, and my only focus was like, what kind of damage can I do? And I didn't even realize where my teammates were at, if my teammates were even alive. As playing support, I've gotten a lot better at multitasking and seeing where everybody's at. But now I'm doing what I can, but I already know this game is basically a lost cause. And then we're going to go into the second round and change things up a little bit. But I'm doing my best. I'm trying to keep everybody healed. But, you know, when your teammates aren't playing group together, it's just hard, man. It's just hard, especially when you're support. Like, as Rocket, I'm not going to go there, shoot my gun, and kill that whole team. That's not my job. My job is to set up these BRBs for second chances and just keep spamming heals and keep my teammates alive. Alright. Iron Man's ult goes off. I go in. I throw my gun out. Teammates don't need any heals. Now they need heals again. I go back to healing. And as you can see, with these AoE heal balls, we're doing a good job keeping our team really well healed. The Cloak and Dagger's doing a little bit of healing, but in the end game, you'll see that I switch off healer and switch to tank next game. But my heals from one game still out healed that Cloak and Dagger for 2 games worth of healing. Because that's all I'm doing. I'm just non-stop trying to keep my teammates alive. Everybody's trying to play DPS, everybody's chasing those kills. I am chasing the win. I'm just trying to keep people alive, trying to use my BRB so we can get our man advantage back, because literally, yeah. Anyways, so I popped my ultimate there because I saw the team was pushing in, and we only have like 30 seconds left on the point, so I'm hoping they can make something happen. Get caught out of position there. Didn't realize the Punisher was that close and had that angle on me. So that's our first death. This whole game, we're about to lose, but this was my first death. So even though we got destroyed, I feel like I played well. I did my job, I focused on support and trying to keep the teammates alive. I'm not doing anything to that, so I just back off. This game is lost. But that was my first death, guys. I played this whole game, and that was death number 1. So now, let's hop into the second game. Okay, guys. So now we're going in the second game. That first game was about as bad as the game could be, but I'm not too mad about it because I feel like I did my job really well as healer. So I was up the whole time and I was healing non-stop. This time we got to change something up, so I decided to go Magneto and go for a tank because I noticed our tanks were really just not, they weren't really focused. They kept overextending, kept diving too deep and not really playing back with the team. So this time I'm like, I'm going to tank, and actually I have Wanda here so I get Magneto's extra ability. So all I'm really focused on right now is just trying to move this payload, doing a little bit of safe damage, not taking too much damage, using my abilities off cooldown, and keeping an eye on my healers in the back line. Hulk's diving me, I turn around, and I notice, whoa, somebody got picked. We need to back up. So now I'm backing up, going back to spawn, get a full heal real quick, and this other Rocket Raccoon has already died. That should never happen as Rocket Raccoon. And now teammates going out. I decided to switch to Venom because I noticed we're really struggling to move it here. So now I'm changing my plan. I'm like, okay, maybe I can go distract, dive the back line, and give my teammates some time to move the objective. I dive, I distract the teammates, and now actually, here, let me point out what I'm doing with Venom. So I'm diving, and when I dive, their whole backline's looking at me. I had like, what, 3 people on me there? Those 3 people on me with their attention focused on me is a win, even if I don't kill anybody, because that essentially means that the other 5 players on my team only have to focus with the other 3 people who are playing on the objective, because I'm taking the attention off them and putting it on me. And that was kind of my reasoning for going for Venom here. I'm like, okay, I just need to dive, cause some destruction, and really distract them so my teammates can actually deal with them, because my team isn't really good. So I'm thinking if I do this and make it a numbers game and I take 3 people's attention onto me, so my team can essentially do a 5v3, then maybe they'll stand more of a chance. So that's kind of my thing here. I'm diving with Venom. I'm not overcommitting. When I'm getting too lit, I get the heck out of there, heal off, go back in again. All right, so now moving forward, Hulk is diving in. I'm going to focus in with the team here. He's moving out, and now I'm going to go in. He was pretty low. All right, and I don't want to let him get out of here. He's in Bruce Banner form, so I'm really trying to commit to this kill. But I'm not going to commit to it where I die. I'm taking too much damage. I get out of there. Not worth dying to chase a kill. Never worth it. Much better for me to just stay in this fight, heal up, and then come back in for another round. So now I'm on the payload, hugging cover, trying to avoid the damage their backline can do to me. And now I got my ult, so now I know I can go in and combo. So now I'm going to go in, dive, right click so I slow him, go straight into my ult, hit him with my ult, and actually I ended up getting a pick on the Hanzo there, which is huge. Getting lit, and now I get the fuck out of there. Perfect. That was it. Now it's a numbers game. Now it's a 6v5, so we should be able to push this. Still struggling a little bit. But that's basically the name of the game. We're just trying to get what we can, do our best, moving the payload, trying to put a little aggro on the back line there. Teammates still way back there. I'm looking for a health kit here. I thought there was a med pack there, but I think it's in the other room. Now I'm going to swing, go back in. I see the cloak here. She's a little bit low. I'm going to right click her. She gets out of there. I'm going to use my ability. And oh, I might die here. Whole team is dead again. So now it's just like, okay, what is even going on? And actually, I was heading back to the spawn to heal, and I just barely missed it. Which is fine. Now, what could I be doing better here? I could definitely be turning around more and seeing what the hell my teammate's doing while I'm distracting them. Anyways, let's move on. I think I'm switching characters here. No. Okay, that was weird. Anyways, so now we're gonna commit to our plan. We're gonna go in. We're gonna take aggro from this backline, get on the Hawkeye, try to do what we can. Their attention's on me. Now I'm gonna pop my shield. Now I'm gonna swing out of there. And even though I'm taking so much attention, like my teammates still aren't able to get anything done. I think the issue is that they've just been trying to focus this Hulk the whole time, and he's just been getting mad healed. But now we finally got the Hulk. So now I know it's my time to push in. I'm trying to get behind the Strange in case he shields. Going in. I do kind of want that kill, but now he's already got healed up quite a bit. So I know I'm probably not going to get the kill. I'm starting to take a bit of fire here, so I know I need to back out, because I don't really want to die for this. Whole team's there. I'm going to back out, go to the payload. Just playing safe, creating space. Hulk's back on the point. Cloak and Dagger got destroyed there. Up a little bit too close. Got my ult again. Get Eye of Yugimoto'd, and here I'm worried I might die, but I actually end up surviving. Pop my shield, get a health kit, and I'm gonna try and swing out of there. Woo! And we just barely got out of there, and we actually end up losing the game. Now, this game was wild, man. Like, this was about everything that could go wrong, went wrong. Team was uncoordinated, people were running around everywhere, but I did my best as healer. And that didn't work. So the next game I did my best as tank, and that didn't work. But notice, even though we lost, I am proud of myself because throughout that whole game, I only died twice. I died once with Venom, once with Rocket. Everybody else on my team was dead like 8 to 12 different times. And then on the stat screen, I know I said stats don't matter, but my healing, from healing just one time, was 15k, and that cloak and dagger on my team had only healed 8k over 2 matches. So I know that even though we got wrecked, it happens. I played well and I was doing my best to play smart. Did I play perfectly? No, of course not. There's definitely things to learn still, but I want to put this out here for anybody else who's struggling or getting triggered having like these kinds of matches. Like, it doesn't matter. Just focus on your gameplay and what you can do. And the things I did, you know, I tried healing and keep my team alive and using the BRB. That didn't really work the first game. Next game, I tried tanking and really just trying to take a lot of the team's aggro on me so my teammates could do something with the man advantage. And it still didn't work, but I tried my best and I tried out some different strategies to see if I could pull it through. So now we'll go into a game where things actually went right and we'll point out why they went right. All right, guys. This time, I'm playing tank starting out. We have a Doctor Strange, Hawkeye, Mantis, Punisher, and a Rocket Raccoon. So now we're playing defense. So on this map right here, I am not poking up too much. I have some teammates up here, which is why I'm poking up a little bit in case I need to give them a shield. Really, I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I'm doing a little bit of poking. I'm Magneto, so I feel pretty safe because I got a Doctor Strange here. I got my shield to absorb projectiles, and then I've also got my other shield that makes me basically invulnerable and immune to CC. But this is the choke you really want to hold. It's tight, everyone has to funnel through here, it's a really small surface area, and with these two shields, I know this is kind of the smart thing to do. And Doctor Strange does it too. So Doctor Strange goes in, I go in, I'm going to try and pick off Penny's mine box here in a second, because nobody ever deals with that, you don't want to leave those mines there. I'm going to go here, take out these mines, and basically, right here, I'm fine. I don't need to overcommit. I go in, use my abilities on cooldown, back up when I'm waiting for my abilities to come back, and get some heals, and then I go back in. All right, and now we got a pick. I know I can push forward. So now generating a little bit of momentum, 2 picks, perfect. Basically, numbers game, guys. Like if you lose a man, you back up. If you get a pick, push forward and try to get more picks. It's all about tempo and flow. Squirrel Girl's here. She gets picked off. I was gonna go put a shield up, try to zone her off. Wanna tries to do some damage on me. I throw my shield up. And we're playing this really well. Me and Doctor Strange are on the front line. DPS is on the back line doing damage. Healers are also on the back line, keeping everybody healed up. But notice, the positioning is great here. Me and Strange are on the front line. You don't see any of my DPSs going up in the enemy team. You don't see any of my healers going up in the enemy team. They're playing smart. They're playing back behind the beefy front line. And so many DPSs and healers get so out of position. Go in, managed to get a pick there, that's cool. Doctor Strange comes and covers me with his shield, which was huge, so I was getting a little bit lit. I notice there's a cloak and dagger in the back line, so I go back to peel for my teammates. Now there's somebody in the back line, I gotta come deal with this so my healers can focus on healing. Doctor Strange is still there, he's backing up too, and now they're getting a little bit of space. But we got an ult, so now I know we're safe. Coming back in, trying to hold the objective, keep it from moving. Got my ult too, and everybody's funneling in this room, which is actually really good for me because I can literally just auto attack, cancel into a melee attack, and just do a lot of damage. But notice, I'm not overcommitting. I'm not diving in too deep. I'm literally just playing smart, playing around the objective. If the objective's not moving, we're going to win. It doesn't matter if we get kills or not. All I'm doing is peppering, putting on some pressure. Wanda's using her ult. I'm going to try and get out and put my shield up. She got killed before she even popped it up. Star-Lord ult's here. I use my ult to soak up the first 2 clips of Star-Lord's ult. That way it doesn't hit my teammate, and then I go immediately into his shield. Perfect. Loki clones, just gonna deal with those. Put my shield up to block the Eye of Agamotto. And we're holding this phenomenally. Like, you could not really ask for a better game. Someone in the back line, I'm paying attention. And now we're going back. We're holding. And between me and Doctor Strange just cycling our shields, like, we're doing so well. Like, they're having so much time pushing this. Because they can't disrupt us. And they're, honestly, if they had some more divers, we might have had a harder time. But right now, they're just attacking from one angle, so it's making it really easy for us to defend. Cloak and daggers ulting in, Loki's putting some clones. I'm not really worried about the Loki clone or the cloak and dagger behind me because I know my whole team's there. I'm worried about just zoning out the rest of these threats. Doctor Strange is getting really lit here. I go in, I throw a shield on him to keep him alive. Then I jump in front of him, and then I throw a shield to block some damage. And then he goes in, he ults. And now I'm going to try and throw out some damage, try and get some picks here. And you can see me and Doctor Strange are basically just like cycling in and out. One of us gets too lit, we back out, the other one goes in, and vice versa. Now, everyone's pretty lit, so I just commit. We get the team wipe, and this is basically GG in the books, guys. And that game went really well because positioning. We had the tanks in the front line, healers' damage were on the back line, nobody was trickling in or overcommitting, trying to do dumb stuff. And then the game just ended up going really smoothly for us, you know? The enemy team, kind of all over the place in that one. So now we're going to go on to attack, which honestly we don't have to move the payload that far. So let's fast forward here. All right, so this time I decided to switch off Magneto and go for Venom. We really don't have to move the payload far. My mindset here is basically exactly the same as it was on the first game when I switched off to Venom. It's like, I'm just going to dive in the back line, cause some chaos, get him to be really confused while Strange moves the objective. Now the thing with Venom is that he can dive in pretty deep really quickly, so I usually wait to dive to make sure my teammates are more in position to follow up potentially. They're kind of playing the high ground. I'm not doing anything crazy. We move the payload over the corner. Now I'm going to dive in and cause some distraction here in a second. Strange is on the point. Now I know I can go in. I dive, go straight for the healers, pop my right click to slow them and do a little bit of damage. And I'm just causing chaos back here. Their attention's on me. I pop my shield. Get out of there, come back to the point. Groot went super deep, so he's an easy pick here. I go to help my backline. I get healed off, and then we are so close to getting it. I go in again, cause a little more chaos. Get on the Hela. And that's it, guys. GG. And that was a game where everything basically went right. We were playing together, we were playing tight, we were playing smart, not overextending, trying to do anything crazy. And the game just worked out for us. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And let me know if you want to see more videos like this where I like break down this stuff. I'm still learning as well, but I'm working on grinding and getting up to hopefully Grandmaster, guys. So if you want to see some like, I guess the season's gonna reset, so we're gonna all go back down like 7 ranks, which would probably put me back in bronze. So I guess we could do a bronze to GM series next season, which is in a couple days. Let me know. Hopefully you learned something. And if you're an experienced veteran player, GM, Masters, was I right with a lot of the things I said? Comment down below. And if you're struggling with a lot of the stuff, tell me what you learned. Tell me what you found valuable in this video. And until next time, have an amazing day. Don't forget to smile. I'll see you on the next one.